I think you can take a snapshot in time, maybe a 1 or 2 year period, looking at some standard moving average levels and see if the stock actually reflects that it relies on those. You know, if you find
Welcome back, traders and investors. We have Antonio Figueiredo on the line, and he is CEO of OptionsFlux. Being on the line here all the way from Portugal. How's the weather today in Portugal?
Well, hope the weather better there in the US than in Portugal. It's lots of rain, lots of bad weather all over the country. So hope that you guys have a little bit of sun, because we don't have it here. We send it there for US. So I don't know if you have sun there.
Yeah, a little bit early, but it's trying to break through here in the Motor City. Give us a little bit of your market and your educational background.
Yeah, my graduation is in I'm mechanical engineer, so I don't from my background I don't have any background from financials. I'm a mechanical engineer from Oporto Engineering University, and I work in the automotive sector for 7 years before I decided to jump in the financial sector. When I decided to jump in, I decided also to improve a little bit my financial knowledge. So I took a European Financial Analyst certification that helped me improve a little bit my financial knowledge and improve a little bit my overview on the markets. I started trading in the Portuguese markets in 2007, just by fun with some friends, and I started liking it. But the market here in Portugal was a little bit small for me, so I decided to jump into the US markets, where I start trading mid caps, penny stocks, and in 2010 I found on one of my research I start finding options, and I decided to Google it and due the fact that I had several years of experience on technical analysis, because when I was at work after my daily job, I started researching and analyze the hundreds of charts every day, so improved my knowledge from there. And with the Google help, I start learning the options basics and move from there, combining both technical analysis and options. So all by myself, self-dedicated, and start improving my knowledge on the markets. Now I'm focused on options only, but I have the background from stocks, basically mid caps in US. Also some penny stocks. It was a terrible experience, but yeah, but I believe I'm not the only one. So,
Yeah, before we get into your product, you said you started trading in 2007. Now we got a little bit of you had a little bit of trouble over here. I'm not sure how things were in the Portugal markets. You know, that's kind of a rough time to get started. How did you
know,
how did you handle that?
As you know, Europe is a little bit delayed on time regarding what happens in the rest of the world. So we here in Portugal we start feeling only the crisis on 2008 and 2009, and it went from there to 2010 and so on. And the recent years, you know the history from the Portugal crisis, so you know that it hit us very hard. But 2007, I start making some money, because we in Portugal the market was still growing, and I was able to make some money. But when I decided to jump into the US, then the trouble started coming in because the crisis explodes. And yeah, but that were rough times, but also helps me a lot to learn. I believe that sometimes we need to learn from the worst to have a different view on the future. So it helped me a lot to understand that when we trade, we always at risk. There is no risk-free on the market. We are always at risk, and any event can come, and we are long on a position, and from an instance we are earning, for example, 10-20%, and in next minute we are most losing 50% of our investment. So it's kind of crazy, but that crisis on 2008 helped me understand that and have a different view. So it was rough times, but helped me grow up and mature as a trader.
And yeah, you got an education there. So tell us about your product, OptionsFlux.
Yeah, OptionsFlux is basically options screener. We receive on our servers, we receive real-time options activity, and to help us on our taking our trading decisions. So basically, we monitor and screen all options activity, basically for all the stocks, equities, and ETFs, we monitor all. So we have several kinds of filters that help our traders to filter for some specific criteria that they want, and they want to monitor. If they want to monitor specific ETFs, if they want to monitor specific stocks, we have it all. So basically, we have an option screener. It's basically helping to any kind of trader on taking their own trading decisions. So we don't give in OptionsFlux, we don't give any kind of advice, or we just provide a tool that works and screens for all the options activity that goes into the market, and we try to push the most important flow and show it to our users. So either if we have stock traders or options traders, our users are able to know what options it's trading, what is the options flow, and they can better and more confident take positions either long or short, depending on how options flow also going on and direction. It's basically, sometimes we have some traders that basically follow the flow, and if big institutionals are jumping in on any kind of stock or ETF, basically some traders jump in and follow the price and the flow. So
you're looking for big trades then, or big bids and big offers, or you're looking for patterns too as well, like looking at the charts of the actual price of the options.
Yeah, I basically try on my own. I can tell you my own experience, and basically I use OptionsFlux to detect some unusual options activity.
Okay.
For example, if we have a stock that is trading an average of 500 contracts per day, and one moment we receive trades of more than 5,000 contracts on that stock, that is kind of unusual. So I try to use it and try to not only follow the flow, and following the flow and combining watching the flow and also combining with the technical analysis, we can be more confident if we are seeing the chart, bullish chart, and if we are seeing bullish bets on the options flow, then we can be more confident on the trade. So I try to balance both what I see on options activity, not only options flow, but also some kind of unusual options activity, and also try to look for patterns. If, for instance, I see accumulation on calls or puts on any kind of stock, it can help me. I can give you an example. On VNet, we saw big volume increase starting on August 29.
What's the symbol?
VNet, 21 VNet, VNet.
VNET?
VNET, yeah, exactly.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, if you see that, starting on October 29, we start seeing unusual options activity, meaning that we are seeing more puts than calls. So, and the volume was much bigger than the average. We had a low average, and start seeing an increase on the volume. And we are receiving trades that were 5 times more puts than calls. So 5 puts for each call, for example. And it starts on August 29, and it was increasing day by day. Okay, and in September 9, the stock goes from $27 to $14 in 48 hours. So there was a big accumulation starting on August 29 and in the first week of September, a big accumulation on the put side. And it was not over there. It took more than 1 week. Very bearish flow going into VNet, and in September 9 stock plummets. Okay, so that's one example. I can give you more. I can give you, for example, Coca-Cola. I look on the charts, and Coca-Cola was, from my view and from my analysis, was pretty bullish. And on the second half of September, I start seeing more calls than puts being accumulated. So I start seeing the put-call ratio that we also have on OptionsFlux. We start seeing the put-call ratio decreasing, and start seeing accumulation on the Coca-Cola. So I decided to take a swing long play here with November calls, and back in this September. So right now, as you can see on the chart, stock is moving despite the market selling and the market's almost some panic that the market is going to crash. But Coca-Cola, it's going higher, and the options flow nailed that starting on September. So GoPro is another example. It's another one. GoPro in September, it starts trading twice or 3 times the average volume, and with 2-3 calls for each put. So big calls leading the way. And also, if you follow the GoPro chart, you see that the moving average rate was always holding the pullbacks, and the stock continues bouncing from the moving average rate and bouncing higher and making new highs. And everyone's saying, "Whoa, GoPro!" But it's just a camera, okay? And the stock is going crazy, and it's a low floater, and the options flow also very bullish on GoPro. So it was not a surprise for me, for example, to see GoPro going higher, okay? Yep. So as this, we have lots of examples. We try to follow not only the unusual options activity, but also the options flow. And when we are seeing that there is accumulation, either on, I gave it 2 examples. Okay, I gave you the example of GoPro. I gave you the example of VNet, Coca-Cola, but we have more. Okay, much more.
Okay, for example, let me break in here with a question. Yeah. I got a couple here for you. Who uses OptionsFlux? What do you get with a subscription? And is it web-based or need to be downloaded?
Okay. Mainly our users are retail, but we are not fully focused on institutions right now. We are more retail traders oriented and trying to build a tool made by options traders to options traders. But it's also a part of our business plan to offer institutions with a leading tool that can help on their investments management. But for now, our traders are basically either full-time traders or traders with a full-time job that make their research at night and prepare something to buy next day. Either they trade or buy and hold, or weekly, monthly investments, or something else. So basically, we are more focused right now for retail, but also we are expecting to release something for institutions in the coming months or maybe next year. Okay, but also. Your second question was, sorry?
What do you get with the subscription, and is it web-based or do you need to download it?
Yeah, the application is web based, no download. It works on both web, tablet, or mobile. We don't have a specific design for mobile yet. We are working on that, but for now it's completely web based, and we are analyzing the possibility of creating a desktop version. But for now, our main focus is to release our next web version until the last months, last days of the year, or maybe in the beginning of next year, we are going to release our next version that will be very, 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 very good in our opinion. So, no downloads, completely fully web based, and we are also going to work on mobile version also. So when you any user subscribes for OptionsFlux, they basically will receive all options activity from both stocks, equities, from ETFs and the index. So we are talking on lots of information that we receive with more than 5,000 listed equity options, more than 1,500 listed ETFs. So lots of symbols that any trader can focus. We also try to reduce the noise on OptionsFlux. Try to reduce the noise with only focusing on the main flow. So we cut the trades and only focus on, for example, for high liquid options, we show the users contracts trades with more than 150 contracts, and for low liquid options we show users with trades with at least 30 contracts or more. So we are really focused on showing the users what is the big flow, and not very worried with those trades with 5 contracts, 10 contracts, that just make noise, okay, and lots of data not necessary, and it will not help.
U.S. stocks only, or do you incorporate other markets into it? Is it for the U.S. market, U.S. stocks only?
Yeah, for now, OptionsFlux focus only on the U.S. markets. We can explore other markets, but for now, our experience shows that U.S. options markets are the first choice by worldwide investors when talking about options trader. So we are keeping fully oriented to develop our tools to U.S. markets. But when we have all set up and tuned for U.S. markets, then, and if we believe that it's in the best interest of our company and our customers, we may look to expand and replicate our tools for other markets, but for now only US markets.
What level of education or experience do you need to make most use of your site, best use of your site?
Yeah, we believe that any traders that know the basics from options can take big advantages from our tool and information. Take me as an example. I'm a mechanical engineer, okay? So I'm not, I don't have a PhD or a master on financials. So basically I start self-learning myself with the help of Google, and start trading on my own, start learning. So I believe that anyone that can do it, if it has dedication and willing to reach that target. I reached that. I had a full-time job with, and only after the full-time job, I dedicated my time to learn technical analysis and learn how to trade options. So, but we believe that we need to have the right tools, both on charts. I always say to combine technical analysis with options flow. So I believe it's very important to combine both, okay? And have the right tools. Sorry.
So you get yourself a little bit of education, and then you go to OptionsFlux and you check out the information that Antonio Figueiredo has there. He's the CEO of OptionsFlux. He's been our guest here on Benzinga's Pre-Market Prep, brought to you by Charles Schwab. Thank you, Antonio. And
thank you very much for your invitation. It was a pleasure to join you this morning, and wish you all a great trading today and the rest of the week. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Bye bye. See you.